Do you think your dog lies next to you every night just to find warmth? Actually, the story is much deeper. Try to imagine a dark room, a quiet house, you just lie down, and in that instant, a warm, steady breath presses against your back. What seems like an ordinary moment is composing a silent melody between your body and your dog, a melody that science is only beginning to decode. What really happens when you share a bed with your dog? Is it merely a cute habit or an ancient ritual quietly shaping your sleep, your emotions, and even your health? Researchers have discovered that sleeping next to a dog can change your heart rhythm, hormone levels, even impact your anxiety levels and how well you recover after a long day. But there's also a truth seldom mentioned, that very comfort can sometimes steal away your deep sleep. So in the end, is letting your dog sleep beside you a healing gift or a sweet trap we don't realize? Stay with me, because in this video, you'll uncover the scientific truth, the emotional power, and also a hidden risk that most dog owners never suspect. Section 1. An ancient instinctual ritual. Have you ever noticed that every night your dog always picks almost exactly the same spot on the bed, almost never changing? Maybe it's your feet, sometimes pressed against your back, or lying right by your chest. At first glance, it looks like a random habit, but actually, it's an instinctual ritual written into dogs' veins from thousands of years ago. Picture a pack of wolves deep in the forest. When night falls, they don't lie scattered all over. They huddle together, bodies pressed to keep in heat, and more importantly, to form a living fortress against predators. When your dog curls up close to you, it is reenacting that behavior, a silent way of saying, "You are my pack. I trust you to keep me safe." In that moment, the ordinary bed becomes a refuge. Routine sleep becomes an invisible bond. Researchers at the American Pet Products Association have shown that more than 60% of dog owners in the US allow their pet to sleep with them or in their bedroom. But if you look only at the stats, you miss deeper. This isn't just about convenience or warmth. It's how a creature that once survived in the wild forest now finds safety in human arms. For many middle-aged or older people who have known loss or loneliness, this familiar action feels like a ritual that begins peace. Just hearing the dog's gentle breathing, they feel the house is less empty, the night is less long. One person once shared, "My bed was cold for many years after my wife died, but since Leo, my old dog, climbed up and lay beside me, I feel like I belong to a family again." Don't underestimate that, because in the very moment the dog presses its body against yours, a silent vow is spoken. "I choose to be here. I will not abandon you." So if you ever wondered, if the dog sees you as its pack, what role are you in its eyes, and whether this ritual has only spiritual meaning or whether it touches your heart rate, your breathing, and your health? Mini hook. The answer lies in the next part, where science reveals the secret of how a small breath can adjust the human mind. Section 2. Heart rate and the hormones of happiness. Have you ever noticed that your breathing changes the moment the dog lies close beside you? At first, you may toss and turn, carrying the exhaustion of the whole day. But just a few minutes later, your breath becomes steady, as if your body automatically adjusts to match that soft breathing. It sounds like poetry, but it's science. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical School have found that when humans and pets sleep together, heart rate and breathing can synchronize. This phenomenon is called emotional co-regulation, the regulation of emotions and physiology between two beings. When you are stressed, your dog, with its more stable heart rate, pulls you toward a calmer state. Conversely, when you are peaceful, your rhythm becomes a natural soothing force for it. This doesn't stop at just heart rate. Your body also releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone often found when parents hold young children. At the same time, cortisol, the stress hormone, decreases significantly. This is why many people say, "Just hugging my dog, I feel my heart soften." A 2019 study in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research showed people who sleep with pets are about 25% less likely to have sleep disorders caused by stress compared to those who sleep alone. That means the dog is not just a companion, but a free biological medicine, gentle and loyal. Imagine a war veteran, after many years of insomnia because of battlefield memories, now only needs to hear the breathing of his dog to drift off. No prescriptions, no doctor, just a synchronized breath. And if that presence can heal invisible wounds, could it also chase away the persistent nightmares? Section 3. Reducing anxiety and nightmares. For many, night isn't rest, but a second battlefield. Nightmares, sad memories, or loneliness seep in every moment. But a dog can change all that. Picture a man in his 60s who has gone through loss. Every time darkness falls, he fears the emptiness of the bed. Until the day his dog, even though not trained as a professional service dog, patiently climbs up, curls close beside him. That night, for the first time in months, he sleeps without jolting awake. According to research in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, veterans with PTSD who sleep with dogs reduce the frequency of nightmares by about 50% on average. Some people also admit that, without the dog beside them, they would not dare turn off the light. The dog's presence becomes a night guard in silence, a promise: I will be here until you wake up. Not just for those who have lived through war, but for anyone living alone, sleep is often intertwined with anxiety. A dog doesn't speak comforting words, but its breathing, its light shifting, it's enough to fill the empty space. For many older people, that is more precious than any sleep medication. And if a dog can chase away anxiety, could its presence also quietly steal your deep sleep? Section 4. The flip side of comfort. Comfort has a skillful disguise. It makes you feel peaceful, and so you seldom ask, is this taking something from me? The truth is, when your dog turns over, gently tucks in a leg, or twitches in its dreams, your brain is awakened without you even knowing it. A study from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine shows people who sleep with pets have about 15-20 more interruptions of REM sleep each night compared with those who sleep alone. This explains why many wake up feeling heavy, with poor memory, difficulty concentrating, even though they truly believe they slept well beside their dog. Love can sometimes obscure truth. What makes it easier to fall asleep can also prevent you from reaching the deepest layers of rest. Think about a retired truck driver who for over 10 years has slept with his shepherd dog. He swears he sleeps very well, but every morning he feels sluggish, unfocused. He blames his age, never realizing that the cause might be the little movements of his loyal friend. Love can become a silent thief of health if we don't notice. Section 5. Creating a balanced sleep space. The solution isn't choosing between yes or no, the solution lies in how you arrange things. Some people let the dog lie at the foot of the bed, close enough so you both sense each other's presence, but far enough apart not to disturb one another. Others give the dog its own mattress in the bedroom, so heart rhythms can still synchronize without interfering with deep sleep. For older dogs, adding a small stair or a ramp helps them go up and down safely, turning sleep into enjoyment rather than struggle. And don't forget health aspects. Dogs carry dust, pollen, even bacteria. For most people, that's harmless, might even help build resistance. But for older people whose immune system is weak, this is a potential risk. Research in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology shows people with lung disease or allergies should limit having dogs too close during sleep. Simple solutions: wash bed sheets frequently, bathe the dog regularly, and if needed, have the dog lie nearby but not on the same pillow. That's how to preserve closeness while still protecting health. Section 6. Immunity and family. Many parents worry that letting children sleep with pets will cause illness. In fact, research from Pediatrics Journal shows the opposite. Children who live and sleep near pets have about 30% lower risk of allergies and asthma. Early exposure to bacteria and dog hair helps the immune system learn proper responses rather than panic at small triggers. In multi-generation families, a dog on the bed isn't only one person's companion, but becomes emotional glue that binds the family. Young children feel safer. Older people feel less lonely. Some even say that thanks to the dog, the whole family has a reason to gather in the bedroom, share stories before sleeping. However, for children with severe respiratory issues, sleeping together needs careful consideration. Best to have the dog nearby rather than in the same bed. Wisdom lies not in absolute prohibition or total freedom, but in finding a balance that suits each family. Section 7, Cardiovascular Health and Longevity. It's not just about feeling at peace. The act of sleeping with a dog can literally impact your heart. One study by the American Heart Association shows that dog owners have a lower risk of death from heart disease compared to people without dogs. The reason is clear. The dog's presence helps reduce blood pressure, stabilize heart rate, and encourages people to move more. Imagine a middle-aged man after years of stressful work, often suffering high blood pressure. Instead of relying only on medicine, he keeps a dog, lets it sleep beside him each night. Over time, his inner pressures ease, blood pressure stabilizes. There's no magic in it, just loyal friendship and nightly attachment becoming part of a natural therapy for the heart. Section 8. Sleep Cycles and Memory. Deep sleep isn't just rest, it's when the brain organizes memories and renews recall. When REM sleep is interrupted by a dog's small movements, the ability to concentrate and remember is impacted. A study published in Journal of Sleep Research finds that just reducing REM sleep by 15% each night can noticeably reduce the brain's ability to process information the next day. Yet, interestingly, for some people, the presence of a dog helps them fall asleep faster, so that total sleep time is still sufficient to protect memory. That means the effect of sleeping with a dog isn't purely negative or positive, it depends on how you arrange your space and what your sleep quality really is. Section 9. Spiritual and Philosophical Meaning. Perhaps the greatest benefit of sleeping with a dog doesn't lie in science, but in emotion and in life philosophy. For many older people, every night sleeping with a dog is a reminder. You are not alone. A dog doesn't care if you are rich or poor, strong or weak. They only want to be present beside you. A writer once said, "When my dog lies next to me, I feel I still have value in this world." That is something no medicine or medical device can offer. It's a silent recognition that no matter what losses or wounds life has given you, you still have a companion who chooses to stay by your side until the very end. Section 10. Nighttime, Safety and Peace of Mind. Many people, especially women living alone or older adults, worry about break-ins or strange noises at night. A dog sleeping with them is not only a companion but also a natural alarm. Research from the University of British Columbia shows people who have dogs in the bedroom feel more safe and are less awoken by worry about their environment, simply because they believe the dog will alert them if anything unusual happens. Section 11. Helping establish regular sleep routines. Dogs are creatures of fixed rhythms. Once accustomed to a sleep schedule, they often climb into bed or lie in the same familiar spot. This unintentionally becomes a biological clock for their owner. A survey by the Sleep Foundation found people who sleep with their dogs tend to go to bed and wake up at more consistent times compared to those without pets. For those who often suffer from biological rhythm disorders, the presence of a dog can be a natural remedy to bring life back in balance. Section 12. Impact on children and empathy. For young children, being able to sleep with or near a dog helps develop empathy and responsibility. A study from Journal of Pediatric Psychology shows that children who have pets in the bedroom tend to be less stressed and also develop better emotional understanding. When a child feels safe thanks to the dog lying close beside them, it seeds confidence and a feeling of being loved. Not just helping a child sleep better, but shaping character in the long run. Section 13. Friendship until the end. Perhaps the most moving image is of an older man and his aging dog lying together on the bed, their breaths merging. In life's final stages, when health progressively fails, the dog's presence becomes a reminder that someone is still with you. One study in AnthroZoo's journal shows pets can reduce the fear of dying and increase quality of life in older adults. Sleeping beside a dog is no longer just rest. It becomes a ritual of loyalty, a testament that true friendship can last until the very end. Section 14. Sleep as Spiritual Therapy. Sleeping with a dog is not just a daily habit, but a natural spiritual therapy. In the modern world, where people always chase work and live under pressure, many suffer from insomnia, long-term sleeplessness. Instead of relying on medicine, many have found healing simply by letting their dog lie beside them. A study from the Human-Animal Bond Research Institute, HABRI, found that over 70% of participants felt they slept more soundly and felt less anxious when a pet was in the room. The warmth from its breath, the steady heartbeat, the loyal presence turned the bed into a safe therapy helping body and spirit to recover. For those who have experienced loss, depression, or loneliness, sleeping beside a dog is a quiet affirmation. You are not alone in the dark. Section 15. The healing moment after a long day. Not everyone realizes that sleeping next to a dog can be the gateway out of the day's fatigue. Many people, after stressful work, financial, family pressures, or illness, feel mentally exhausted. But at night, just when the dog climbs onto the bed, curls up close beside, all that stress seems to unwind. A survey in Sleep Health Journal shows more than 60% of dog owners feel less lonely and find it easier to let go of negative thoughts when the dog sleeps with them. This is not coincidence. A dog offers a feeling of being heard without judgment, an unconditional presence, helping you shake off mental burdens before drifting into sleep. For many, that moment is the only time of day they can exhale lightly and feel truly safe. A touch, a steady breath, and the whole world seems gentler. When love writes sleep, now you see, letting your dog sleep beside you each night is never just a small habit. It's an ancient ritual, the synchronization of breaths, a remedy against anxiety. But it also carries a paradox. It can give comfort, yet quietly steal your deep sleep if you don't know how to balance it. What matters isn't whether you should or shouldn't, but how to make this love a source of life, not fatigue. Every breath, every time the dog shifts close against your back is a message. You are my pack. You are my family. For those who are over 40, who've known loneliness and loss, that message means more than any medicine. So tonight, when you feel that familiar weight settle against your back, don't just see it as habit. See it as the language of devotion, written by your heartbeat. If this story has touched you, leave a comment and share your experience. Maybe your story will comfort someone silently going through long nights. And if you want to continue exploring, subscribe, because in the next video we'll talk about something special, signs that your dog has fully imprinted on you.